ドジャースの大谷翔平は日本時間7日、敵地フィラデルフィアで行われたフィリーズとのナ・リーグ地区シリーズ NLDS 第2戦に1番 DH で先発出場し、5打数1安打1打点を記録しました。9回2死1、3塁の場面では、5番手として佐々木朗希が登板し、わずか2球でセーブを挙げました。チームは4対3で逃げ切り、3勝で突破となる NLDS 進出へ王手をかけました。試合終盤には、印象的なシーンもありました。9回表、大谷がネクストバッターズサークルでバットをトントンと叩き、耳を近づけて音を確かめるような仕草を見せると、フィリーズのリリーバー、ヨハン・デュランが自身の目と大谷を指さし、球審に対して彼を下がらせてくれ、とジェスチャーを送りました。大谷はすぐに手を挙げて謝罪し、少し後方へ下がりましたが、その後再びバットを叩きながらじりじりと元の位置へ戻っていきました。この一連の動きには、現地実況陣も笑いを交えて中継する場面が見られました。9回裏にはブレイク・トライネンがクローザーとしてマウンドに上がり、現地実況は驚きましたね。佐々木朗希がクローザーになると思っていましたが、これはギャンブルです。デーブ・ロバーツの決断は議論を呼ぶでしょう、と伝えました。また、この試合で話題となったのが、9回の場面で犠打を防ぐために用いられた戦術、ウィールプレーです。三塁方向へ転がった打球を三塁手のマンシーが捕球し、ベースカバーに入ったベッツへ送球。見事な連携で二塁走者をタッチアウトに仕留め、チームを救いました。試合後もこのウィールプレーに関する話題が多く上がっていました。これらの模様を日本語字幕付きでご紹介します。
One thing I did want to dive in is kind of how he is going to attack Shohei Ohtani. Okay? Anybody who watched game one, Christopher Sanchez had him. He does not see Christopher Sanchez's changeup well. JT had him working back and forth, change-up heater. Here, you might see a little bit more sweeper. I'm interested to see if Luzardo shows the change-up to Shohei. Doesn't have the same arm action or from the same arm angle as Christopher Sanchez, but it was so effective. I wonder if we get to a point, because he's going to eventually take a 2-2 sweeper and hit it dead center, because that's what he does. I want to see if he incorporates the changeup a little bit more. But something that was interesting and what separates Eric Nays from the rest of them, in my opinion, is the ability to dive in. Take a look at this, okay? Shohei Ohtani's batting average against guys with an arm angle of less than 35 degrees. And that's what we're talking about. Jesus Luzardo used to be above 35 degrees. Since he's come to Philly, he's below it. Okay? And you can see the numbers are glaring. For whatever reason, if you're greater than 35 degrees, Shohei's got you. Less than 35 degrees, he hits 238 with a 310 slug and strikes out at 33%. So the matchups there, I mean, Ohtani might clip him, no doubt. But I think the biggest thing, I want to see if he goes with his signature sweeper, or based off of Sanchez, if there's a little bit more changeup in a mix tonight.
Dodgers,
Yes,
I guess,
sir.
reliever now, Tyler Glasnow. I'm just going to say pitcher. How much did you enjoy your relief appearance?
I enjoyed it a lot. It was cool. I hadn't done it since 2018, but it's, I guess, that feeling of just like getting the phone to ring and the adrenaline's there. I threw like 2 pitches and felt ready to go. So it was like a different experience. But it was awesome. I really enjoyed it.
Is it a weird feeling though? Like seriously, like you're down there. No, my bad, Debbie. But just down there, like it's definitely just different, right? You're used to preparation. Yeah. You know when you're taking them out, but like it's different.
It is for sure. I think too, and like the preparation throughout the week was a bit different. Like you kind of ramp it up a little bit more. You can touch the mound more frequently, but throw less pitches. It's just a lot less like. I don't know. You just kind of go out and just let it rip. And I enjoyed it. It was sweet.
Dude, I love that too. And like, so as a starter, we have our whole routine. We go through everything.
Yeah.
The routine's a little different as a reliever. How many warm-up pitches as a reliever did it take you once that adrenaline kicked in?
I think I felt ready after probably, fully ready probably after 7 or 8 pitches, but I still did close to the starter routine. I probably threw 15 pitches before, and they had a pitching change, so I had some extra time. And then the thing I didn't account for, though, was running in and throwing on the mound with the extra time. I was ready to go, and I threw probably 9 pitches out there when I normally throw 5 or 6. So I was plenty ready.
Mm-hmm. Plenty ready. I like that. I'm just curious, more fun hanging out in the dugout during the game or the bullpen during the game?
Honestly, probably bullpen. Just because there's a lot of banter and everyone's locked in. I think as a starter sitting in the bullpen, sitting in the dugout, sometimes it gets a little boring. There's no chance of you playing, so it's just you got to lock in, watch the game. Right. You're going in and out, and then in the bullpen, there's always a small chance, even if you're back or kind of somewhat down, there's always something in the back of your mind that keeps you locked in. So I like the fact that watching the game, I was a lot more engaged, I'd say. And then the dugout's still fun, but something about the bullpen was a little bit more exciting, I guess.
And Dave, with your starters, pitching the bullpen too, could you see using Ohtani at some point, even a game 4, or even a guy like Snell, maybe a later round out of the bullpen?
That's hard to project. I think anything is on the table depending on series circumstance. But right now, I don't think that's not on our radar. But yeah, I think I'm sure that there's some unforeseeable things that sort of always arise. So I'm not gonna take anything off the table.
Play the what-if game with Ohtani. If this thing goes the distance, is he your game 5 starter?
If it goes the distance, he would be, yes.
Kerkering is out. 2 outs in the inning. Matt Strahm is in. Shohei Ohtani is coming up, and 2 men are on for LA. Ohtani hits it sharply through for a base hit. This is going to bring in another run. Muncy will score. Over to third goes Smith, and the Dodgers are rolling offensively now. It's been a 4 spot here in the 7th inning. Ohtani blisters one into right center.
This ball, 112 off the bat. Watch this. This ball was by Sosa by the time he could even move. That's how hard that ball came off Ohtani's bat.
Ohtani with his first RBI of this division series after he drove in 4 with a couple of homers in the wild card series. John Duran asking home plate umpire Adrian Johnson to move Ohtani back toward the on-deck circle, thinking he was getting a little better look than he deserved. Ohtani obliged, put his hand up, apologized, sort of moved back.
Now he's just scooting right back.
Inching his way over there. There's not a lot of room in foul territory here anyway.
You a little surprised Sasaki's not tossing right now?
I am. You thought they had their closer. That's been the narrative. It's a gamble. You believe in Trinan. You've seen it under the bright lights, how successful he's been. It has been a brutal year for Trinan, though. To turn that around, he could change his bullpen dynamic quickly. But if it goes south, it'll certainly be a much talked about decision for Dave Roberts. He's believing in his guy right now. And Roki Sasaki is on to pitch. Game 1 on Saturday was his first ever save opportunity in the major leagues. He has never inherited a runner in his career, and he is out to get one more out for LA.
We thought we'd see him to come into this 9th inning. He's finally here, and we saw Trey Turner finally kind of break that streak with the hit last time. Also, B.A. Trey, 343 this year with runners in scoring position. Loves this moment.
He is the National League batting champion, Trey Turner. He's won it twice. He's a first pitch swinger. Tying run at third base. And Turner takes a ball inside. Mind the splitter, too. That's Sasaki. It's one of his best pitches Splitter in the dirt, it gets by Smith. Stott will score if it gets far enough away. Turner to second base. Tommy Edman. Low throw. Freddie Freeman with the scoop. And the ball game is over. Oh my goodness.
First of all, just when you look at how this game closed out, Roki Sasaki, how he was able to come in, get that final out, just what does it say about him and how he's just been able to grow and improve in the bullpen?
Yeah, it's awesome. He's cool under pressure. He's been in these moments before, and yeah, he's unbelievable.
For you to come out of the bullpen, I know it's your second outing in the postseason, but just to get back on track, how the stuff was playing tonight, how much better did you feel?
It felt great. Yeah, the first one wasn't good, so it's nice to have a good one. This atmosphere is amazing, so it was a lot of fun.
And then Roki Sasaki, how he came out of the bullpen to close this one. Just what has been the difference from him, especially in these big moments in the playoffs?
Yeah, he was great the other night, closing the door, and then, yeah, Blake got in trouble. Vest did a great job, you know. Once he made a good play on the bunt, we got a big out there, and, yeah, Roki's able to come get Trey. You know, Freddie picked a bad throw from Tommy, so it's kind of a little team effort there, but it's a good win.
It's the kind of inning you guys have maybe lacked and wanted all season, where you string together hits, add on, and then the aggressive base running with Teo breaking from third and you going straight to second on what looked to be a single.
Yeah, so, I mean, Luzardo was amazing. You know, 96 to 99 with the slider, sweeper, and then changeups to, you know, to Shohei, and then obviously to the righties. That was a tough game for us. But when Teo gets the hit in the seventh inning, you're just trying to do anything you can to not ground into a double play, is what I was thinking. Just trying to see if I can do something to get him into the second base, and thankfully I was able to lift the slider up into the right field. And the reason I went was, you know, he was going to the line. I thought he would have to do a spin throw to second base, trying to keep things going, put pressure on him. So I felt like I got out of the box pretty good on it. So I just kind of calculated that him going to the line, I didn't hit it as hard because I hit it off the end of the bat a little bit. So I just wanted to push the envelope in that situation, since we hadn't had anything going on since the first inning. And obviously some huge 2-out hits that we got in that seventh inning, you know, by Will, and then obviously Shohei too. And great play by Teo getting his foot in. So a lot of good things happened in that seventh inning.
Mm-hmm. You're going to fall right here, Jack.
Can you walk us through the last play in the ninth, just what you're seeing picking that ball?
Yeah, I think we got to go back. There's things that you do in spring training that never come throughout the regular season, and the wheel play that we pulled off on that bunt. That was picture perfect by Max and Mookie. I just want to throw that out there. I know we might overlook that. That was huge, getting that guy out. And obviously, you know, Tommy threw one into the dirt. You know, thankfully I was able to catch it and stay on the base. But, you know, that was, I think I told Lauren after the game, my gray was right here. It might be up to my sideburn now. That was so stressful inning.
With Mookie especially, I think Max mentioned his idea to run the wheel play during the pitching change.
Yeah, we were talking about, so the whole conversation during was that, obviously, and then if we run the wheel play, that means there's going to be no one at second base. So that's when I chimed in. I said, if he bumps to third base, Max, you throw to Mookie. Tommy's going to first. I'll sprint to second base if it's not coming to me. That's why you saw me running to second. So we were just coming up with a plan on the wheel play to make sure we still had every base covered, so he couldn't go home to second. And obviously, they pulled it off perfectly.
But what does it say about Mookie to be able to execute in that kind of spot at this position that he's been taking off?
Yeah, I mean, I think hopefully everyone realizes how hard it is to switch positions and then do it at an elite level that Mookie has done at this year. We were talking about doing a wheel play a couple of weeks ago in a certain situation as well. So that's been on our mind to kind of bring that out in that situation, and that was just perfect time to do it. Nick, obviously, is not Trey Turner running, so we had a better chance of that. So that's why we were gun-ho on that wheel play. And obviously Mookie and then Max and everyone just confident in pulling that off. And, I mean, everything was just perfect on that play.
Yeah, probably 2 weeks ago, nobody expected Loki pitch this kind of situation.
Yeah.
how much confidence you have now? It's like he pitched just kind of toss chase.
I mean, every time he comes in, I think today is the most pressure situation you can obviously be put in. Guy in scoring position, first and third, 2 outs, bottom of the ninth on the road. To get thrown into that and to be calm, I thought the first pitch splitter was, a really good pitch, and it was, around the zone, so you knew he was calm and collected. I mean, he's throwing 100, 101. It's everyone we thought when we signed. It just took a little bit longer. Sometimes that happens, and he looks so good on the mound now, so confident. Even when he gets the outs, you can just tell like he almost looked like he knew he was going to get it done, and it's a massive weapon for us this whole postseason now.
The play in the ninth inning was huge to get Castellanos out. Max Muncy said during the pitching change, it was your idea, your insistence to go to the wheel play. Where did that come from, and where were those instincts to know that was the play?
It's just another learned behavior. I got to give that credit to Miggy Rojas. I think we did it earlier in the year in Anaheim, and I remember asking him when's a good time to do it? He said in a do or die situation. And he's really been, him and Woody have really helped me a lot, just learning situations. I had never been in that situation in a game like this, so I just trusted it and made a decision, and it worked.
Does that just show the growth that you've had at that position? Because it is a take charge kind of captain position. For you to feel that comfortable to insist on it, I mean, that kind of shows where you're at.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, I don't know if it was very comfortable, but somebody's got to do it. And I figured if there was ever a good time to make a decision and roll with it, that was the time.
Okay, on the wheel play, the shortstop typically isn't as close to second as you were positioned. It looked like you just dead sprinted toward third base. Did that increase the degree of difficulty there?
I don't know. Just God blessed me with some athleticism, so I was able to just kind of put it on display there.
You're talking the other day about you just don't have to think through things at shortstop as much anymore. Is that one of those examples where it instinctually kind of kicked in for you, this was the right thing to do?
Yeah, like I said, Miggy told me it, and all he had to do was tell me once, and I just remembered, and to me, that was like a do or die situation. I think them tying the game up turns all the momentum there. So if we can find a way to stop it, we can. That'd be great. And like I said, I just made a decision and rolled with it.
Mookie, you guys took their best shot. It was somewhat of a desperation game for them. They're down 0-2 now. How good do you feel about where you're at going back home?
I feel all right, but them boys they're hungry. They're hungry, and they're gonna come ready to go back in LA. So we can't let our guard down at all, because if so, they'll run right through it, and we'll be coming back here for Game 5. So, but make sure we stay ready and stay hungry.
Max, can you just take us through that wheel play in the ninth inning? Such a huge out to get Castellanos out at third base.
Yeah, wheel play is not something that we traditionally do, but as soon as we got in that situation, me, Mook, and Tommy immediately started talking about, hey, we got to try something different here. We can't just play standard bump play. And when Doc came out, made the pitching change, we talked to him about it, and he was all on board. And I'm going to credit Mook. It was his idea. We got to go. He was saying we got to go wheel play. We got to go wheel play. And so we talked about how we were going to do it, and we got executed it to perfection.
How big could you feel the momentum change getting that out at third base?
Yeah, it's huge. You get that guy off second base, you get him out there, and it's just that changes everything in that inning.
This is obviously Mookie's first postseason play shortstop. For him to be willing and sort of wanting to wheel play there, what's that sort of say about his comfort of position and just wanting to make something happen in that spot?
Yeah, it's just a smart play. It's just a really smart baseball play, and for him to immediately be coming right to me and talking about doing it, it's just, it shows his intuition in the game. It's second to none out there. It doesn't matter what position you put that guy at. He knows what's going on, and it's honestly really impressive, and it's awesome to be his teammate.
Speaking of intuition, you guys practiced that way back in spring training, but to execute it in October, what's going through your mind
when you're measuring the depth of that bunt?
Well, again, that's what's funny is we don't really even practice the wheel play. It's not with pitchers not hitting anymore. It's not a play that we really run because there's very, very, very few times where you're 100% sure that a guy is going to bunt, and so it's not even really a play that we practice anymore.
Like watching that ninth inning play out, and what was the mood like in the dugout?
Yeah, the mood was good. Excitement, belief. I mean, we know we're going to win. We're confident in that. And, we found a way to win, made some really good plays. And
Just what you think of that play by Mookie there? Obviously relatively new shortstop to be able to do something that difficult in that situation.
Yeah, I mean, that was like you practice that play all the time. And you never know when it's going to happen. And then for it to happen in the postseason in Philly, tough environment, and to be there, make the throw, make the catch, make the play, it's pretty amazing. So, I mean, everyone's fired up. The dugout went crazy. But to be able to do that play and everyone do it correctly was pretty amazing.
For you to have to get ready so quickly, but then to come out, execute your pitches, just how big was that for you personally?
そうですね、前回登板よりは時間があったので、準備はできてましたし、マウンドに行ってちゃんとストライクが取れる準備ができたかなと思うので、良かったかなと思います。
You guys now head back to Los Angeles, being up in this series. Of course, it's a 5-game series, a shorter one. Considering that, just what is the feeling amongst the group for yourself, just as you guys head back home to Los Angeles to hopefully put yourself in a position to close this series?
そうですね、先発ピッチャーが本当に毎回いいピッチングをしてくれるので、僕ができることはその状態で、試合を終わらせ締めるか、次のピッチャーにつなぐことだと思うので、しっかりいい準備をしてマウンドに行くことだけを考えています。
You've had just off days within this series thus far, but do you feel like you're comfortable if you did have to go in a back-to-back outing?
そうですね、休みの日も強度高めに投げてみたりとか、感覚を試しながらいけそうなっていう感覚はあります。
十分な時間はあったということですけども、この状況そのものというか、1点差、ランナー三塁にいる、でフォークを投げる場合のリスクもある、その中であそこの場面、どういう気持ちで、打者にアプローチしていったんですか？
そうですね、とにかくストライクゾーンに投げること、自分でカウント悪くしてまっすぐだけの状態作らないように、そういうことだけ心がけて投げました。
Okay, next question there in the middle, on the left.
9回の頭に名前が呼ばれなかった時の心境と、その後登板する準備をされてたと思うんですけれども、より厳しい場面で上がるっていうのは覚悟してたと思う。その辺の覚悟、心の中っていうのはどういうふうに考えてましたか？
そうですね、右が続くのは分かってたので、そういう判断もあるかなとは思ってたので、ただ打順上位行ったら行くかもしれないってことを言われてたので、そこに関しては気持ちの準備はできてましたし、いざ行くってなった時もそうですね、打たれてもしょうがないかなっていうか、割り切って、自分から自滅せずにゾーンで行ってそれだけかなと思ってます。
Okay, we're going to go Ayuki in the back on the right.
お疲れ様です。こちらです。走者がいない時でも、クイックモーションでも同じように威力ある球投げられてると思うんですけども、クイックでの投球っていうのはご自身の中で手応えとか良くなった要因とかご自身の中でありますか？
そうですね、マイナーで99、100が出るようになった時もちょっとまだそのクイックとの、ばらつきはあったので、ただメジャー復帰してからいつの間にかに良くなってたので、そこはちょっとわからないというか、自分の中でなんていうんですかね、投げながらいろんな感覚を思い出してきたんじゃないかなとは思ってます。
Okay, we're going to go down here, second row.
すみません。最後バッターがターナー選手で、ナ・リーグの首位打者ですけども、どれぐらいデータっていうのは頭に入っ
ってたのかっていうのと、まあ、最後プレーとしてこうフリーマン選手がかなり難しいボールをキャッチして最後ゲームセットになりましたけど、あそこはどういう感じでこう勝利の瞬間見られていたのかっていうところを教えてください。
そうですね、まあデータは正直そこまで入ってなかったので、まあ、自分の板まで勝負することだけ考えてましたし、まあ、ワンバン投げた時カバーいってないなと思ってはい、次からいきます。
Okay, we're going to go over here on the left.
Yeah. Yeah. すみません、フィリーズはすごいヤジがすごいことでも有名ですけども、このフィリーズ、ブルペンとか投げてる時とか、ブーイングとかどういうふうに感じましたか？実際何かありましたか？
まあ、そこまで英語もわからないので何言ってるかはわからないですし、まあ、気にせず日本でもこう似たような経験はあったので、そこら辺はこう特に気にせず投げれたかなと思ってます。
Okay, we're going to go Dylan on the left in the middle.
リリーフで投げるって決めたとき、チームにこれだけ頼りにされるっていうのは予想できたか、それとも期待してたか、そういう気持ちはあったんでしょうか？
僕はしなかったですけど、はい、ウィルさんがずっとしてくれてたので、はい、もう頑張るだけです。
Did you consider at all going straight to Sasaki in the ninth, and what ultimately made you go trying in there?
I thought about it. He hasn't gone 2 out of 3 much at all. Just figuring the run right there. You know, Blake's pitched some of the biggest innings in the postseason for us, and felt really confident right there. And with Vesia behind him if needed. And so I didn't want to just kind of, preemptively put him in there. I felt good with who we had with our leverage relievers, a couple of our highest leverage relievers. And, fortunately, he was ready when called upon. And I liked him versus Trey. And he got a big out for us. And, obviously what Roki has done has continued to show, has been very encouraging for, on a lot of fronts.
Can you walk us through what you saw on the bunt play and what Max and Mookie did to be able to cover that and get that out?
Yeah, it was an impromptu play that I just told Mookie, Stott's going to bunt. He's a good bunter, and so let's just run a wheel play. And Max be aggressive, field it, and Mookie get over there and beat Castellanos there. And, those guys executed it to perfection. It was a lot tougher. They made it look a lot easier than it was. And for me, that was our only chance really to win that game in that moment.
Rob Thompson mentioned that part of why Stott stuck with the bunt is because Mookie almost disguised it with how late he broke to third, just for him to execute in a moment like that at this new position he's playing. What does it say about his growth there?
It's just he's a baseball player. And, it's one of those things where you can kind of organically create a play. And certainly it doesn't happen with a tag play at third base. And so he disguised it. And the foot speed, obviously, much more fleet of foot than Castellanos. And to still have to field it, lead Mookie, and then on the run and still make a tag play, tough play. And he hung in there with, Castellanos bearing down on him. But yeah, Mookie's growth has been, incredible.
Just a quick follow-up on the wheel play, because we're getting conflicting evidence. Max said you guys don't even practice that in spring training.
Not once.
Somebody else said you did, so Max is correct.
No, we don't practice that play. It's just kind of, we don't, and yeah, we don't.